I did the first week poll was the second biggest villain in the Rick Murray situation behind Rick, and you guys voted for Jay, and then to my shock, you put Raditch at number 3 ahead of Spinner and Alex. Kind of pissing me off, but whatever. So anyway, so my second poll question. Now this is being taped on July 10th, 2021. Then the current poll is up on the Degrassi Reddit stuff. So anyway, I always wondered about Emma. I kind of have a thing for Emma, if you will. And I always wanted to know Emma's best relationship. So basically, I said, which ship do you like the most to do with Emma? Now, I know that I'm in my mid-30s and I'm using words like ship and all that. But anyway. Now, when I did the poll, I put Emma and Sean, and then I put season 1 and 2 off again, on again. But I screwed up. I put an edit in my description saying Emma and Sean season 6 also counts with seasons 1 and 2. So basically, I had your options were Emma and Sean seasons 1, 2, and 6. The current move of Spemma, that means Spinner and Emma. Emma and Chris from season 3. Emma and Peter from season 5, and then a few episodes in season 6. Emma and Damien from season 7, and Emma and Kelly in season 8. I kind of figured that the top 2 vote getters of this list, of course, she had 6 relationships. So basically, and that's all that Reddit gives me, 6 options. So anyway, Emma and Sean, Emma and Spinner, Emma and Chris, Emma and Peter, Emma and Damien, and Emma and Kelly. So I wasn't surprised with the first 2, but number 3 I was actually shocked with, in a sense. But yeah. Okay, so the lowest number, well, there were 474 votes. At number 6 with only 7 votes is Emma and Damien from season 7. So Emma basically was trying her best to be with Sean. In season 6, Sean left Emma for the military, and basically he never sent correspondence to Emma, and she was angry that Sean wouldn't send correspondence. So she tried to find somebody. But the problem with Emma is that she wasn't really there for boys because, Snake had Snake had the accusations of inappropriate touching Darcy and all that. Now, of course, everything was falsified by Darcy because Darcy was scared of telling her mother the truth about her being raped and all that, and her behavior was because she felt terrible about herself. Well, Darcy did, in fact, tell everyone the whole truth about everything. But basically, it was a little too late. And Simpson was not brought back until the investigation was over, and said that basically Snake was not harmful. And basically, Emma tried to deal with Snake's stuff. And with the fact that Spike was of little help, and Spike admonishes Snake for getting Emma involved, because the last time Emma got involved in trying to take control of the situation, she had an eating disorder. What a bitch. I'm sorry, but that's the way I feel about Spike in the situation. So what happens is that, Snake wants to come back to school, but Snake gets insulted by a lot of students. But there were Lakehurst people like Lucas and all them. So basically, he can't go back to school. Emma tries to calm him down, and then, she does well. Spike and Jack leave for her mother's, not Spike's mother's. And Emma and Damien came around, but basically, after Emma got, I guess, her closure with Sean and all that, she basically decided to go after Damien, which is weird because Damien ended up dating Manny, in season 6, and Emma was pissed off that Damien was dating Manny. Well, her anger was towards Manny because, she was avoiding the JT situation. And the fact of the matter is that she's dating the school president of the school that had somebody stab JT in the aorta. Unbelievable. But then again, I tell everyone that if Manny had calmed Emma down in season 6, I think Emma might have been less of a pain in the neck, as she should be. So anyway, Emma is with Damien for some reason. The relationship's okay in a sense. But then basically, at the end of season 7, in the graduation episode, it's revealed that Damien has eyes on Liberty. And Toby decides to blurt out the secret and all that, and that Damien is bragging about him and Liberty. Liberty's upset. She walks off the stage midway through the valedictorian speech. I think because, she also was trying to talk about JT and all that, how he didn't make the journey with them. So basically, Emma, she figured Emma would be upset. Emma was upset with Damien. She realized that she should basically cut Liberty a break because, Liberty proves to be human and all that. I mean, Manny's made many mistakes. Emma's made many mistakes. Everyone's made mistakes. And that, Damien was the scumbag. So basically, Emma decides to dump off Damien and all that. However, Damien and Liberty aren't a couple as they both go to separate universities, which was weird. Number 5 with 16 votes was Emma and Kelly. Emma went through to college with Liberty and Manny, and basically, she had her problems and all that. Just for clarity, the next poll will be basically which Emma do you like better? Like which phase of Emma? Like early Emma, college Emma, zombie Emma, that type of stuff. I'll give you the results in the next video, hopefully next week. So anyway, Emma's with Liberty and Manny, and they get a new roommate named Kelly, who's this nice guy from the Yukon. What is it about the Yukon and Degrassi sometimes? Because, they sent Mr. Olander to Yukon. So basically, yeah. And I think it tries to shatter the stereotype that Yukon's always cold and all that, and there's a lot of Eskimos and all that, which is false. I have friends who are in the Yukon, despite the fact that, they get paid a lot of money. Services are actually a lot more expensive because of the way of getting stuff to the Yukon and Northwest Territories through British Columbia and all that. But as is. So, Emma falls for Kelly and all that. And one of the biggest things for this relationship was when Kelly was with pot brownies and all that, and Emma felt like she needed to connect with Kelly, so she makes pot brownies. And basically, someone has a allergic reaction, gets Kelly in trouble because he has the pot in the room and all that. Emma decides that she needs to take charge and tries to confess everything, but Kelly says, no, I'll take my lumps. All that. You could get expelled. So basically, Emma and Kelly are around. By season 9, there's a crack in the facade of the relationship. Emma and Kelly are doing the re-dash cycle project. I have to say dash because, recycle, it's like you're going to be confused. And they basically put Kelly is told by his dad that, he should get a job with his consulting firm back in the Yukon, it'll be paid job, and, you should be paid to do something like this. You shouldn't be doing anything for free because, about the capitalism and all that. And I can probably guess that Kelly's dad assumed that Emma was being a little controlling of Kelly in the relationship. And Emma was, in a sense, but Emma, was stating these things. And, Kelly didn't really fight back with Emma's policies and all that. But basically, Kelly decides to take the job. He decides to eat a burger. Emma is ashamed of him. And basically, he flees to the Yukon, leaving Emma high and dry, and Emma to have a breakdown, in a sense. So, yeah, that was pathetic. Number 4, just by a vote over Emma and Kelly, was Emma and Chris from season 3 with 17 and all that. Now, I kind of think this was a little bit of a surprise because I thought for sure Emma and Chris was going to be single digits and probably on the low end of the totem pole, not 4th, not ahead of Emma and Kelly by 1 vote. I say that's my big shocker. But, Emma was just off a relationship with Sean. Sean decides to leave Emma for being with Jay and his group because he wants to embrace who he really is. And Emma is upset saying that you're pathetic. I mean, Emma had the right idea. I mean, with Sean saying that, why would Sean want to be a thug and all that? She didn't understand everything. So anyway, Emma falls in love with this guy named Chris. And it's great to see a biracial relationship, because Emma's white and Chris is black and all that. And, they go to a rave which Chris DJs, and Manny tells Emma that, you should go after him. But Emma says no, because I think he has a girlfriend. That would be pure evil. So she decides she can't do that and all that. So she decides to leave the rave especially after Manny and Craig leave before her. And basically, she couldn't go through with asking Chris. But Chris did state he dumped his girlfriend for unknown reasons. So basically, Emma was with Chris. However, Emma basically ruined the relationship more than a couple times. The first time was when it was revealed that Emma coerced Chris into destroying Sean because Emma was upset that Sean moved on with a girl before she got with Chris. Although, if Emma went after Chris and got Chris before her penny, like her being prudish and all that, she might have beaten him to the punch. But basically, Chris figures out that Emma was trying to destroy Sean for moving on, and it wasn't about Snake's missing laptop. Although Emma did say it was. Emma realized she just screwed up a massive relationship, and Snake convinces her to try to talk to Chris. So basically, Emma talks to Chris, and for some strange reason, they got back together. But by season 4, they're broken up and all that. Emma is upset that Liberty and Chris are going to be together. I mean, Manny was the one who was trying to help Emma out, trying to get Chris back. I mean, Emma was embarrassed to say that she wanted Chris back. She should have just said it. But unfortunately, how she points it to to Manny, is that basically it's just that, if Chris is with Liberty, how will people perceive me and all that? I forgot that's the right word, but anyway, what are people going to think of me if he couldn't make it work with me and then with Liberty? And Manny says, this is one of the meanest things you've ever done, and you've done a lot of mean things. So basically, Manny decides to tell Liberty that Emma's going to try to destroy the relationship. Emma just wants to be with Chris to prevent him from being with Liberty. Emma basically says that, I guess I wasn't over Chris, but Liberty was over Emma, and Manny joined her. It's important to know that in Mercy Street, Manny did say that Emma likes a hot tub and all that, and Liberty basically is upset by that. I think Liberty pushed Manny towards getting away from Emma, and that's when Emma became friendless to the fault that she was trying to get in Paige's clique. She got herself into a lot of deep emotional problems, and basically, she protected Rick. Paige's clique refused to have anything to do with her, so basically she was stuck with Rick, Toby, and Heather Sinclair on the Accurate team. Well, one massive comment about Chris is that Chris was kind of stereotypically black and all that. It was like Towers, too, when Liberty's boyfriend in season 3. Anyway, number 3 with 20 votes is Emma and Peter. Actually, I kind of enjoyed that number. But anyway, Emma and Peter were a relationship in season 5 and a few episodes in season 6. Now, Emma was pining for Peter at the start of season 5, but Peter wanted Manny for some reason. I don't know the specifics, but basically Peter refused to, have his obsession with Manny subside. Manny even was trying to help Emma out, realizing that Emma needs a guy after all. I mean, she went through a terrible tragedy the previous year, like Emma. So basically, this was basically the start of Emma's boy crazy phase that basically, wasn't her. Anyhow, Emma still wants to go for Peter. Emma is upset that Manny and Peter were together and all that. And, Manny doing her topless video, or flashing video, pardon-moi. And, Emma was upset that Manny would try to steal Peter from underneath her nose. Emma's nose. But when she finds out about Manny's home life and problems, Emma decides to help out, and Emma decides not to go anywhere near Peter for ruining her best friend. So Emma basically decides to try to get Peter in trouble with a illegal video and all that. However, Emma fawns over Peter's shirtless pics, and basically, you can tell that the change from Emma the Crusader to Emma the boy crazy one happened. So anyway, Emma decides to go after Peter and all that and have a secret relationship. Obviously, she's not going to tell anyone because there would be disapproving of this. And absolutely, she couldn't let Manny know because Manny would be upset. So basically, Emma and Peter have a secret tryst, but then they find out another secret tryst. Hatzelackles and Simpson. So basically, that was weird and all that. So anyway, Emma tells Snake to confess to Spike about everything, even though it was an innocent kiss. Spike, I think, was more mad at the fact that he was forcing Emma to lie than anything else. Emma was trying her best to deal with the house and all that, and basically, she didn't get much help. And then Emma finally admits that she's with Peter after Manny wants to tell Spike about Emma's food diary, quote unquote. So basically, it was weird that Peter actually was worried about Emma because he thought she had an eating disorder and all that. And basically, they tried to calm her down with an intervention. Emma basically blows a gasket at everybody. I think she probably would have blown a gasket at Spike, but then basically Emma collapses and all that. She gets help and all that with her eating disorder. She's with Peter. It's more acceptable. Manny accepts it. And, Emma and Peter are fine. And then, Sean pops up out of freaking nowhere. And Peter wants to hang out with Sean, but he soon realizes that Sean is a romantic rival, thanks to Betty. And basically, he plants the pot in Sean's drug locker to kick Sean out of Degrassi and, to prove to Emma that, he's better than Sean. So basically, it works to the effect. But Sean wants to challenge Peter to a street race. The winner gets Emma. And, of course, Sean hits a pedestrian. He doesn't die. But, yeah. And then, Peter convinces Emma to be with him and all that. And basically manipulates Emma in the sense that, saying that I'm under house arrest for this stupid stuff. Poor me. And then Emma says, well, wait, you should go to the dance with me and all that. So I'm just shocked about Emma being with Peter in season 6 after the street race and all that. Basically, why was she still want to be around him? But anyhow, Jay and Manny actually do something to try to convince Emma that Peter was the bad guy and all that. Jay was there and all that. So anyway, Emma realizes that Peter was the bad guy after realizing he put a mask in her locker, even though that she didn't tell him her combination. So basically, it's revealed that Peter knows the locker combinations because, his mom has a record of them. That being Hatzalakos. So anyway, Emma is mad at Peter. Peter says, I did it for the relationship to make sure that you and Sean didn't get back together. Emma then basically blasts Peter into smithereens and goes back towards Sean. So basically, Peter completely goofed his plan and all that. Peter always pined for the fact that, Emma broke his heart and all that. The one thing I get ticked off about in that storyline was that, Sean wasn't allowed back. Although Snakes did say he was going to talk to Hatzalakos, Sean said it's pointless. I guess realizing that Hatzalakos is Peter's mom and basically she's not going to listen to reason. But one thing about that, with the Emma and Peter thing at the end of season 6, was that why didn't Emma just basically force Peter to talk to his mom and all that? I think she kind of did, but Peter basically may have made it look like Emma was the bad guy in the situation. Peter may have tried to manipulate her. What a manipulator. Anyway, number 2 is Spemma. Emma and Spinner. 58 people voted for that. I figured that would be number 2. It was weird. Emma and Spinner's interactions were so few and far between in the Degrassi Next Gen universe and all that. And then all of a sudden they fall in love with each other. Well, Emma was made to be part of the dot, but basically she almost burns the dot down accidentally because of her ineffectiveness with the sandwich maker. So basically she gets a few people to take Spinner with them to Niagara Falls, and they have drinks and then they end up falling in love and getting married somehow. And there were questions on whether they would be together. However, it was revealed that, despite maybe a breakup by one of the sides, they decided to get together. I mean, Jane tried her best to actually ruin the wedding because she figured that she wanted to be with Spinner. And I mean, she did cheat on Spinner, but Jane basically thought she needed to be with Spinner. But then, it's too little too late, and she realizes Spinner should be happy. So I feel bad for Jane and all that. So Emma and Spinner get married on the beach with Jay officiating and Jay actually becoming a better guy. So anyway, that's amazing. So, yeah. And the weird thing is that, after season 9, I was like, oh, Emma and Spinner will probably break up for some reason because, Spinner only has one testicle and can't give Emma a kid. Or probably could. I mean, Lance Armstrong did, I think. But anyway, yeah, in Throwback Thursday, next class, we find out that they're not only stayed married, that they're buying a house together. Cool. And number 1, by far, is Emma and Sean. So there were 474 votes. Can you guess how many votes Emma and Sean got? 400? Actually, no. Lower. 300? Higher. 350? Higher. 375? Lower. 360? Lower. 355? Higher. 356? There you go. So 356 of a possible 474 people voted for that. So let's just see the calculator. That is 75.1%. In a landslide. Almost 3 out of every 4 people who voted for this actually voted for Emma and Sean. Well, I voted for it too. Obviously, I have to see the results. So I voted for it too. But yeah, I mean, honestly, did you really think that Emma and Sean wasn't going to be number 1? But by a landslide, 75%. That's amazing. So yeah, of course, Emma met Sean when Sean transferred to Degrassi in season 1. And basically, she liked the bad boy. They had a few dates, but unfortunately, the first relationship was broken after Sean accidentally pushed Emma while he was fighting Jimmy. And then Emma didn't really have a relationship with a boy. She should have been with Toby. I wish she was. But basically, by the time that, Emma's mom was going to marry Snake, she wasn't sure about Sean and all that. And was upset that Manny invited Sean to the wedding because, Sean did this horrible thing to her. But basically, Sean calms Emma down during the wedding, and basically they dance and they rekindle their relationship and all that. And it was cool. And then all of a sudden, season 3, it was done for because, Sean was upset that Emma didn't want to have fun. But Emma had to deal with a new baby brother and the fact Snake had cancer. Was going through chemo. So Sean basically breaks up with Emma and decides to go with Jay's gang. Emma's not too pleased with that. I think she was just upset that Sean would choose a gang over her. And then season 4, I know there wasn't really a relationship, but you could tell that Emma was really pining for Sean in a sense. I mean, Emma collapses into Sean's arms the Monday after the shooting happened, and that, Sean saved Emma's life by accidentally killing Rick. And, I think she was happy about the fact that Sean was willing to save her life. I mean, who else would have? Toby botched it, in my mind. I hate that. But anyway. Yeah, so basically, she goes to Wasaga Beach with Sean because Sean wants to confront his family over leaving him in Toronto, abandoning him, if you will. He meets Tyler, the boy he deafened, and then basically he rents a jet ski. He gets saved by Tyler, thank goodness for that. And then, Sean apologized to Emma about the events of the past year, and Emma said ancient history. I guess in a sense, Emma was pining for Sean. I mean, I think she did know that Ellie was with Sean. But basically, I think Emma wanted to hang around with Sean, or at least, hang out around Sean, or even have him as her boyfriend. I mean, in a sense, and now this is an unpopular opinion, a lot of people will probably be pissing on, but this is my opinion. This is not anyone else's opinion. My opinion is that basically Emma wanted to be with Sean, or a guy, for any sense, and I will probably repeat this in the next video, in the next poll video, but basically Emma wanted to be with a guy because maybe the guy would have offered protection over Rick's advances. Remember, Emma didn't have a boyfriend between losing Chris over the summer before season 4 and going after Peter in season 5. So I think Emma, in a sense, wanted to be with Sean because Sean was willing to save her from Rick's gun. And also, you got to remember that season 6, Sean came back in Emma's life. Emma's conflicted. I mean, I know Emma likes being with Peter, but she was saying all this stuff about Sean. She still had feelings for him and wanted Sean to get a better lawyer and all that. And Sean gets out of jail. All that. That's kind of weird how I guess Emma never forgot Sean. I guess she didn't forget Sean about season 4. Now, it almost ended before it began because, Emma admitted that she was having sex with Jay, although it was a blowjob and all that, and got gonorrhea and all that. And Emma says she was weakened. I mean, Jay even admitted too. Sean decides to go to the airport to leave. But then he sees the picture with Emma and realizes he can't do it. So basically, Sean said he wanted to go back to Toronto for Emma and said that, you know, he always thought Emma was perfect, but Emma said, no, I'm human. And Sean admits it. And, they have a relationship throughout season 6 and throughout the GHG stabbing situation. Sean decides to go to the military. Emma and him have sex. She misses her period. She could be pregnant, but she's not pregnant. She contemplated using pregnancy as a way to get Sean back, but she figured that she can't be that evil of a person and all that. And Sean came back for one episode in season 7. He was on leave because he's headed for Afghanistan. And basically, Emma got her closure with Sean. I just wish it was better. But whatever. Anyway, I'm Jeff Diamond. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.